if you'd like some more information. 13 13 32 is our telephone number. 2 Murrays, 16 and a half to 5.
Now, I'm a big fan of cycling, and you just look at them as target practice. As you may have been hearing in our news today, the City of Sydney Council is planning to limit speed limits to 40 k's an hour in 3 suburbs. It's a trial. But it says, the council saying, it would make roads safer for cyclists and pedestrians. They are citing crash experts who say the frequency and severity of cycling accidents could be reduced quite significantly. Now, the NRMA says that reducing speed limits on suburban streets could worsen congestion. But the question is, if they roll it out to 3 suburbs and it works, why not roll it out even further? But I'm not sure too many people would want lots of Sydney roads being limited to 40 k's an hour. All the leadfoots who I have to share the road with in the morning, the idiots.
It's only because you're slow.
The idiots who want to speed along and whiz through school zones and stuff. What did you... No, I won't even go there. It was so profoundly silly I don't want to go there.
What I said
what
to you?
What you said before.
I said to you that I do not drive as safely as I normally do in a 40k zone limit because I'm too busy looking at the speedo.
Okay, it's a good thing, though, at 40 k's you can stop a hell of a lot more quickly than you can at 60. So even if you are stupidly going around looking at the speedo, uh-oh, I can't see the billy lids, you're looking at the speedo, whoops, 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 bang, bang, crash. You can still stop a lot more quickly.
We'll put it back up to 60 and then I won't take my eyes off the road and I'll be able to stop when I need to stop.
Right. I think more Sydney roads should be 40 k's an hour, and I think the roads are there to share with cyclists and pedestrians.
The roads are there to share.
Yes, they are.
Oh, roll it out.
Now, we thought we'd talk to our resident cyclist and cycling enthusiast too, Nathan Besh, who's a regular cycling commuter. G'day, Nathan.
G'day, Murrays. How you going?
Very well. Thanks for joining us again. How you been, all right?
Yeah, very well. Thank you. Very well. It's good to be back.
Has Murray missed you? Every time he's got a big target on your back and the back of other cyclists.
I have not at all.
He leaves his house, don't worry.
You know where he lives.
Yeah, good on you.
What about this plan? 40 k's an hour, 3 suburbs. If it works, maybe roll it out a bit further.
There's actually currently across 7 areas in Sydney already, and there's actually a 30 k an hour limit in Druitt Street.
I didn't know that. 30 k's in Druitt.
Yeah, and the Rocks, Millers Point, Ultimo, Surrey Hill, East Sydney, Ultimo, Woolloomooloo, they're all 40 k in areas.
What do you think that's going to do? Well, I mean, do you think it's going to frustrate drivers? Seriously, I mean, you're on the road, you've got a bike, and you know that the majority of drivers are frustrated by bikes on the road. Do you think this is going to frustrate them even more, and they're going to take it out on bike riders?
The interesting thing, I think the Herald has completely missed this one. It's actually for pedestrians. If you look at the City of Sydney website, this whole thing is aimed at the pedestrians. So it really is the cycling issue is just a side issue. They've actually missed this one. And looking at, I had a quick squiz at some pedestrian figures,
yep.
The amount of deaths on the road and the causes of them. You can see the City of Sydney is actually, the plan really does address the issues as to why they are dying on the roads.
I wasn't aware, you know, you mentioned the Rocks and, you know, parts of Woolloomooloo and so on. I wasn't aware that speed limit was down to that level. I mean, how's it working as far as you're concerned? Is it working well?
Looking at it, yeah. If you look at the fatalities, you're twice as likely to kill somebody at 50 than 40. So it really is the turning point. That small difference in speed is really the turning point between killing somebody and injuring them a lot.
Twice as likely.
Twice as likely, they're saying. And looking at why people are dying, most pedestrians that die on the roads are males between, I think it's 18 to 55.
Would they be drunk?
Bingo. 70% are above 0.05.
Great. So all of a sudden it's the driver of the car's fault.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
60% are above 0.15, 25% cannabis.
Well, I'm sorry. You know what? If you're drunk or you've got drugs in your system and you walk out into the middle of the highway, it's not the guy's fault behind the wheel. He's going to be traumatised for the rest of his life because he's hit and killed somebody.
Exactly. And they've actually found, in terms of accidents and deaths, 76% pedestrians were actually at fault.
Absolutely.
But let's get back to the key point.
Get back to the other story because he doesn't like that one.
No.
He'll lose that argument.
Exactly.
The key point is the slower you go, the more likely you are to stop and save a life.
At the same time, I mean, I'm backing Mark Scaife with his speed limits. The only way you get better at anything, you train, you practice, education. We're going slower. We're doing stupid things slowly. You're not addressing that in terms of the speeds to these areas.
Yeah.
Best of luck trying to get through those areas above 40 k an hour at the best of times.
Just quickly before we let you go, how fast do you normally travel on a bike on a road? Like if you're ducking in and out of traffic and all that stuff, how fast are you going?
Depends.
Just towards the city, my average speed is about 25 k an hour.
Right.
Easily hit 40 or 50 k sort of cruising speed if there's no traffic.
Okay. Listen, great to talk to you.
Thanks very much, Murray.
Good on you, Nathan. See you later.
guys.
He's our resident cyclist.
That's right. We can take the cycling temperature of the city by having a yarn to Nathan, because the plenty of people like to cycle, and it just makes sense to me. Slow us down a little bit. We don't have to rush around.
So it's about pedestrians.
Well, of course it is. Everyone's got to play their part. And
Mate,
if you are elephant's trunk, it would be a
If you are drunk and you're full of the wacky tobacco and you walk out in the middle of the highway, I'm sorry, it's not the driver's fault.
We're not talking highways, Muzz. We're talking inner city
I don't
suburbs.
care. It's a 60k zone.
So make it 40.
Oh, what? Because what? Because we want to save the lives of drunks and people that are smoking marijuana?
I might walk out in front of you. You never know.
Oh, I can't believe it. All of a sudden, it's our fault.
Is that your fault?
There's no responsibility in regards to the grog you put in your system and how many of the wacky tobacco you have, and then you decide you're going to walk out on the highway.
Here we go.
If you get hit by a car and you end up in a chair, too bad. If you're full of marijuana.
Gordon's joined us.
No, he hasn't.
Why not?
This bloke has.
And now on to you, a 9.